Hello, you guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Josh Vision. Today, I'm going to, really make a video of my review of Vikings season 4, episode 1. So what happened in this episode was we seen Ragnar traveling somewhere, but we don't really quite know where he's traveling to. And during this whole little horsey horse ride, Queen Aslog comes face to face with the seer, and she asks the seer, "Will I become queen of Kattegat?" And the seer says, "Well, no, she doesn't even ask him that. Actually, she asks the seer, "Who will there ever be a queen of Kattegat? Will there ever be a queen of Kattegat that rules everything?" And he says, "Yes." And she's like, "Okay, well, obviously, will it be me?" And he doesn't answer her. So what's interesting about that, like was mentioned before, he did say that there will be a queen of Kattegat. So I'm wondering, who could it be? I feel as though Lagertha would be too obvious. I feel as though Aslog, that would be too obvious. And plus, I don't think she would be a good queen of like just for her to totally rule Kattegat. I don't think that would work out anyways. So I'm starting to think maybe it'll be Bjorn's daughter, Siggy. Maybe she'll be the one to rule Kattegat. Considering we all know about how Ragnar's sons venture on and off to different places and become greater than their father, so that would have more credence, for Siggy to be the first queen of Kattegat. But anyways, we continue. So Ragnar finds himself at the doors of Valhalla, and he's happy. He's been stressed out for the past 3 seasons if you include the whole Earl. Crap. He was such a good actor. Fuck, I forgot his name. What? Earl Harrelson? Yes, Earl Harrelson. You include that from season 1 when he was just a farmer trying, all that good stuff. But yeah, as you know, he lost a lot of people, so far in this series. He lost Athelstan. He lost One Eye. He lost... Fuck, damn, what was the other guy's name? Well, he lost a lot of people, But yeah, so he's made his way towards the door, and then the door just starts to slowly creep up and close. Starts to slowly close on him. And Ragnar's rushing like, no, don't let this happen. No. And then when the door closes, he has flashbacks, interesting flashbacks. He has a flashback of when he choked, when he choked the shit out of that dude. I believe he was the only guy that survived the Egbert / Ethelwolf Wessex raid / genocide murder of the Viking settlement that Lagertha and Ragnar had established there. There was also a flashback. You could say flashback, but a little bit of a montage of the battle which happened between Rollo and Ragnar in season 2, which obviously is kind of a foreshadowing of them having their final confrontation, which were pretty much guaranteed. It's obvious is going to happen, later in this season, which I believe is going to be 20 episodes, but it could happen at the midway point because I believe they're going to have 10 episodes and they're going to have hiatus, and the other 10 to finish off season 4 is going to happen in the fall. So most likely the Rollo thing will be resolved by then, considering that Travis Fimmel is supposed to be leaving, supposedly. But yeah, so let's get right back to the episode flow. So yeah, pretty much my interpretation of those montages was pretty much that those are the few things that Ragnar has to sort of deal with to finish, pretty much just deal with before it's his time to leave the earth, pretty much, for him to go to Valhalla as a great warrior that he is, legendary warrior that he is. But yeah, so yeah, let's get the Lagertha stuff out the way. So we head back to Hedeby. Lagertha, Torvi, Erlander, and Kalf, returned, much to the surprise of Einar. Einar speaks with Erlander about the Frankish crossbows that they got from their raiding and sacking of Paris. Kalf talks about how he saved Lagertha's life and she saved his, and that he is going to share his his earldom with Lagertha as equals, which Einar does not like. Later in the episode, Einar tells him that pretty much, come on, man. I thought you, me, and Erlander had this deal. We're supposed to take out the dynasty that is the Lothbrooks, and then Cal's like, dude, I had no idea you were so antagonistic about Lagatha, just her in general. Did you not love her? And Einar was like, yeah, I did love her. Like you love her. But that didn't, but, but there are things that are more important. Pretty much reminding Cal that you loved her, but you still riled her for Earldom in the first place, So ambition most of the time goes ahead of even your love for someone. So later, Cal pretty much holds his big village-like meeting. He says anyone that agrees for him to be sole Earl and Lagda to be pretty much exiled and lose her shit, to mark the post. So Einar and his supporters marked the post, and they were sitting ducks. You just had Erlander and his men just go right at these mother Canuckers. Crossbow at the crossbow, like bop, 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 bop. And then I think at one point Einar was he got crossbowed through the throat, and that sort of nailed him, to the post. And then you had that really uncomfortable and really gruesome scene in which Lagda pulled down this dude's pants and fucking cut his balls off, which is something that, ironically, a connection from season 1 was when Bjorn was talking to One Eye about how he doesn't like what his father's doing with Queen Aslog, saying that if his mother was there, she would have cut his balls off. I guess Bjorn knows his mother quite well, because that was some vicious shit. I literally, when I first seen the episode, I was literally holding my balls for I swear, a few hours. That was so traumatic. That was my version of PTSD. But, we'll continue with the rest of the episodes, But yeah, so after that, we meet this new agent slave who was a part of, was pretty much one of the slave members from what the Vikings got from their reign of Paris. Queen Aslog seemed like she bought her. Yeah. Did I? Yeah. I didn't mention this fact. Bjorn arrests Floki for the murder of Athelstan. What else happened? Ragnar wakes from his sleep. Uba was there. There was a funny scene in which Ragnar says, "Do you want to be king?" And Uba's like, "Yes, father. Yes, father." And Ragnar's like, "We'll give you some ale." Hilarious scene. Uba says he's gonna tell his mother that his father's alive, and Ragnar's like, "Oh shit!" And when he does tell Queen Aslog that Ragnar's alive, Queen Aslog is kind of ambivalent. Well, she's kind of 50-50 about it. It's obvious that she still cares about Ragnar, even though their relationship is pretty much done, in my opinion. Beyond, that ship has sailed. There's no returning back to the good times in their relationship, or at least their marriage. Another way of putting it. But yeah, she still wants to be Queen of Kattegat. So I guess Uba senses that there is a little conflict of interest, and he calls her out on it. And then she smiles, reassures him that she does care about his father, and that told all the people of Kattegat that the king lives. So yeah, so there's a feast after that, from which that feast, Ivar tells Uba to tell Ragnar that Bjorn has arrested Floki, and Ragnar's pissed off because he didn't want to deal with Floki in a public manner. He wanted to deal with his friend in a private manner, and due to Bjorn's lack of vision of how he wanted to handle the situation, it kind of forces his hand. And Ragnar puts it bluntly, he thought the move was stupid, just like it was stupid for Bjorn to leave Rollo, of all people, in Paris. Because Ragnar said before, he may be your uncle, but I'm his brother. I know him better. I've seen him. I know how he thinks. I know about our rivalry, the jealousy, the bitterness, all that shit. I know him. So I think there was one last scene pretty much in which Ragnar is speaking with Bjorn, and Bjorn said, "You know what? I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go to the interior. I'm gonna go, to this cabin and find myself and become a man." Pretty much, once again, this episode connected things that Bjorn said in previous seasons and bring them, all together.